Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
This will be our last workshop session, and the session in which we'll conclude what we had started yesterday, which is our discussion on group discussions or GDs. I'll just quickly run you through the basics that we had covered yesterday because I can see that there are a couple of people here who were not there in yesterday's session. Today's session will be comparatively short because I do not have a lot of talking to do. At the same time, I hope that you will be able to give me some amount of input, talk a little bit in the style of a group discussion. But please do not leave just because you feel not so ready to talk. Stay on, listen to what others are saying, just so you have some practical understanding of how a GD works. Yesterday, we had seen that there are broadly three types of GD topics: general topics, debatable topics, and abstract topics. In addition to this, they can also give you a case, which can be quite long, like a paragraph, a case study of sorts, based on which you'll have to discuss and find a solution to certain problems that are raised in the case. Right. So, what are the two roles that we have in a group discussion?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, what exactly we are doing in this group discussions? I am attending it for the first time because.
Okay, I can give you a quick rundown of what we had discussed yesterday, but I cannot do the session
Yes,
again. Yesterday's
yes, ma'am.
session has been recorded and it will be made available to you through the YouTube playlist.
Ma'am,
Okay?
what we are discussing in these sessions actually?
This is a workshop on communication skills. We
Hmm.
have discussed several topics, of which the
Yes, ma'am.
last topic is group discussion. A GD is a tool that is typically used as a part of the hiring process. So we are doing this right now just to ensure that if and when you need to be a part of a group discussion, let's say while
Yes.
you're going into placements or something, you'll be sufficiently informed and you'll know how to handle yourself in that situation.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So you're welcome. There can be different kinds of topics which you will be allotted for the GD or group discussion. A group will typically consist of 8 to 9 people. There will be a leader and there will be participants. These are just two roles that the participants of a GD take on. The leader will begin the discussion. First, the case or the topic will be read out to you. Then the leader will start with an introduction. The leader sets the tone for the discussion which is to follow. So the leader is, in that sense, somebody who is inviting others to speak. Leader speaks for 1 minute, following which each participant will offer his or her own perspectives. And at the end of it, the leader will once again summarize everything that has been discussed here and thus offering a conclusion to the GD. So the leader speaks twice, once to open and then to conclude. All the participants speak for 1 minute each. This is how a GD happens. We had already discussed all of this yesterday. The reason I'm running you through this once again today is because I would like for you to speak. For which I want you to understand that these are the roles that you'll be playing in a GD. Now let's try having a discussion. Once again, do not leave just because you don't feel ready to speak. Stay on, listen to what others have to say, because this is very important. This practical aspect of how to go about this exercise is very, very important. Right, so shall we begin? Here is your topic. Let's imagine that I am the one who belongs to the interview panel or the GD panel. I'm the one who's going to be assessing you. So, first of all, I'm going to be reading out the case. Vanshilal, we're going to answer the recordings question towards the end of the session. We will adjust the recordings question, but at the end of the session. Okay? Here is your topic for today's group discussion. A university education is not worth pursuing in India today. Just by looking at the topic, what kind of a topic do you think that is? Is it a general topic? Is it a debatable topic? Is it an abstract topic?
Ma'am, debatable.
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 Just a debatable topic. Why do you say so? Because we can have different perspectives on it. There is no one right answer. So each person is bringing his or her own view of the topic to this discussion. Now I want you to prepare. Think about this topic, jot down a few points. Remember, regardless of whether you are the leader or a participant, you do not attempt to speak on any more than 2 or 3 core points. You choose those 2 points because we have a very strict time limit. This is a discussion about, okay, this is a workshop session on group discussion. Okay? It's alright if you missed the last session. Just go with the flow. So right now we're going to be simulating an actual group discussion by having a mock discussion of sorts using this given topic. Jot down 1 or 2 points which you would like to speak about, and then one person can take up the role of the leader. Don't get stressed. Mistakes are okay. It would be really nice if you could contribute though. Start talking. Anybody can take up the lead.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, Shubhi, go on.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, on this topic, the university education is not worth pursuing in India today. I think I have a negative perspective. Means I follow up this statement. I think that there is no practical learning in the colleges being given in many of the locals. I'm not talking about the top 1%, 2% colleges, but the most of the colleges which fall under 98% criteria. I think the most learning is done in the rotten way. There is no practical learning, like if we are talking about, for example, electrical branch. I think if we are studying, for example, a DC motor topic or any other topic, so colleges primarily focuses on how they are making their files or how they are completing their written portion. But many of the colleges don't teach the students how to practically implement the principles, all the functionalities of each and every features of the DC motor into the real world. So I think this is the main point I have to put forward. Thank you.
Okay, Shubhi, that was a very good point. And I would really like to appreciate you for the fact that you stuck to the point that you had chosen. You had one core point to highlight, which you did, and you gave an example for it. So, good work in terms of that. But there is only one thing that I would like to point out. You
Yes,
would
ma'am.
have missed this because you were not there in yesterday's session.
Yes, ma'am.
When the leader begins to speak, he or she starts with a formal opening. The
Okay.
phrasing is important. So, how do
Uh,
I say? With
Good
the
morning.
permission of the chair and that of my group. Yes, good morning will be there, or good
Hmm.
afternoon will be there. With the
Hmm.
permission of the chair and that of my group, I would like to take the lead in this discussion.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you
Yes, ma'am.
go on to say whatever it was that you said.
Okay.
Because a leader is the first person who's going to be talking, this kind of a formal opening is an integral part of the leader's introduction. Okay?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Anybody else would like to offer their perspective? Shubhi has already given us one core issue in relation to university education. She has made her stance clear. Anybody agrees? Anybody disagrees? Why? Anything that you would like to say?
Ma'am, I would like to add a point.
Yes, Shagun. Go on.
Uh, as my friend said, that there is a rotten way of teaching. Uh,
Do
a
you
lot
mean
of
rote learning? Is that what you mean? R O
yeah,
T
yes,
E?
ma'am, totally.
Okay. Rote learning. Okay, okay.
Uh, there's not that much skills we are focusing on
Hmm.
in the university education.
Hmm.
Many graduates struggles to find the employment. There's a skill gap and lack of the practical skills.
Hmm. Do you think you could elaborate on that a little bit, Shagun? It looks like you are adding to what Shubhi had started saying, and that is good. You are agreeing, but you're also adding to it. I just want to hear more about it, maybe. When you say a skill gap, what do you mean? In what sense have you experienced the skill gap, for instance? And remember, it's not enough to just point things out. So, what can we do about it? Is there a solution? Are there any suggestions that you can offer in terms of improvement? These are also ways in which we can think about this question. I feel like you got a little nervous there. If you would like to try again, if you would like to add anything to it, you're more than welcome to.
We can add on new courses that will
Mm,
be relevant in today's world and
mm,
focus on some skill based courses
mm,
and provide much more internship, like as an engineer student, internships in industry, and we're not just learning and remembering things, getting a good labs and doing
mm,
things rather than learning and remembering whatever.
Okay, okay, Shagun. That was not bad. Anybody else would like to say anything? All of you are university students. Okay, Bhaskar, would you like to say anything?
Ma'am, I would like to add on something.
Okay, can you hold on for a second? I think Bhaskar has raised his hand.
Okay, sure, ma'am.
Bhaskar? Okay, Bhaskar seems to not want to talk, even though he has. Okay, VP, I can't see your name, but please go on.
Okay. So, ma'am, I would like to share that instead of focusing on the university, we should also focus on the skills the person is having. Because education is available everywhere. Everyone cannot afford education. Some can afford, they have a higher budget, some cannot afford that much amount. So the sometimes the education in India is a bit affordable for the middle class families and some people.
Hmm, hmm,
Moreover, on the top of being university, the skills are more important. The university will play important role things need to be improved and it will take time. And
Okay.
the government should work upon it because
Only the government should work upon it.
there's a lot of gap in the outdated curriculum, and
Hmm.
the students are lacking of practical skills, and this
Hmm.
is increasing the unemployment despite degrees among the students. They are having high end education, but still they are not having proper skills.
Hmm. Okay.
And
That was a good point. Anything else? Curriculum revision is something that she's pointing out. I'm sorry I didn't get your name. Can you tell me your name?
my name is Vanshika Panchal. That is
Ah,
V1.
Vanshika. Okay. Vanshika has raised the point about curriculum revision. And she's also mentioned that this is a gradual and slow change. It's not something that we can, manage as if it can be effected overnight. Right. Manas, you wanted to say something.
Yes, ma'am. With due respect, I would like to add that
Hmm.
even students are not so much disciplined and these skills and courses. Like if we take example of even this
Hmm.
course, there are a lot of students enrolled, and only few of them are joined the session, and also some are participating in this program.
Hmm. So Manas feels like students also need to be a little more proactive. Like if students are proactive, university education can be beneficial. Is that what you're saying, Manas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So Manas is begging to differ with a lot of you, and he is pointing out that things can also be done from the part of students. Right. Manish had raised his hand earlier. Okay, now we have Divyamina and Nikhil. Guys, if you're not talking about this session specifically, kindly do not pass comments in the chat box. Okay? Divyamina, if you have something to say, please go on.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I like to emphasize the fact that more than about the university and where it is located, it is the effort of each and every individual to succeed and shine. And in fact, CEOs of many major companies, from Google to Zoho, everybody are Indians who have been educated in India, and
Hmm.
we need to remember that there are many online as well as paid courses available free for everybody. YouTube has got a lot of educational videos. So education
Hmm.
is, in today's world, is free and everybody could get it. So it is the person's ability and willpower to learn. So where there is a way, there will always be an opportunity to succeed, grow. Yes, ma'am.
So, do you suppose a university education is still relevant in this changed scenario, or do you suppose it's outdated? Divyamina?
I would say yes, ma'am. I would say
Uh,
it is relevant, but
uh,
more than the university's education, we need to put extra effort to learn more things because the era is moving very fast forward. So we need to
uh.
enhance searching ability.
So, you're adding on to what Manas had said
Yes,
in
yes, ma'am.
greater detail. Okay, understood. Right. Nikhil. And after that, Vanshi.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to disagree with the previous my classmate were said about the college or degree were not important in India.
Okay, you think it's still important, right?
Yes,
Why
ma'am.
do you think
Yes, ma'am.
so?
Ma'am, university is education is still important in India because many exams which are in which the eligibility of the graduates are more important.
Okay, a university education can help determine the eligibility of candidates when they are
Yes,
applying for a job. Is that what you're saying?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, understood. Yes, that is true. Right. Vanshi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, go on.
I think, ma'am, that our mindset is for the only job. That should not the approach of our mind. Uh, we should have the mindset for doing something unique in our science, and by this, in university educations or anything, cannot give you the best thing or any other thing like every students that which every student wants. Every student has a unique mindset and a unique requirement for growing up. So
So
it's
you
also
feel like a university education does not cater to the unique mindset of each student. Is that what you're saying?
no, it's giving, but students have also responsibilities to grow up themselves.
Ah, okay. There seem to be a lot of you who think that students are irresponsible. Okay, understood, Vanshi. Understood. Narasimhan, and then Bhaskar, and then Manas.
Ma'am, I'm Shreya. My viewpoint
Okay.
is that university education is worth pursuing in India because if when you are studying in a university and you have a BTech degree, for example, a BTech degree in a very reputed institute, so you
Hmm.
have automatically have a better chance of getting into good companies, and your average median and your salary packages, everything is all way better than those from tier 2 or tier 3 colleges. And I also say
Hmm.
that if you are studying from any top universities, you have a lot of resources as well, like you have hackathon, there are a lot of sessions going on and alternatives that are provided by the college itself. But if you are
Hmm.
from any other type of colleges, like for tier 2 and tier 3 or something like that, the opportunities are quite limited, and I think experience is a much more thing that you need. So there are like
Okay.
two options here, like what I'm trying to say
What
is
are those
that
two options? Ah, okay, go on.
yeah, what I'm trying to say is that it depends. If you are going into a good university, you have a lot of options. But then, if it is not, then it solely depends upon how that student takes up the situation and tries to build up their career.
Okay, understood. Shreya, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Shreya has kind of synthesized all the things that have been said so far, which was a very good move, I must say. Right. Next, Bhaskar, go on. Bhaskar, if your mic is not working, you can also type if you're comfortable with that.
Yes, ma'am. He have some mic mistakes.
Okay. So, Bhaskar, you can type in the chat box. I'll read it out for everybody. Manas, you have something else to say? Right. Bhavishya, do you have something to say?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Ah,
My point is that not every university, some universities' education is not worth it because we see many graduates that the skill that they know is not relevant to the industry. But at the same time, there are the many universities that new age universities and the colleges are teaching the skills that are needed in the industry right now.
okay. And what are
So
those
there is a
universities?
positive point also and negative point also for this.
Okay, understood. Next person, Nagapuri something. I cannot see the full name.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
he?
Good evening. My name is Sneha.
Neha. Ah, right. Please talk.
Yes, ma'am. I respectfully disagree the statement that university education is not worth because
Okay.
they teach us the discipline, teamwork, and the problem solving and communication also. And for the interviews and all, we need a degree for the job and all those, ma'am.
Okay. Dhruvan, you have something to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, my point is there is a gap between universities, students, and job placements, ma'am, because the universities are not teaching us about the skills what we need to perform in the job, and the job interviewers are specific about their skills which they want to employ. They want to have that skills to which they are employing the employer.
Very good point. The hiring, the people who hire you are very specific about what kind of skills they expect out of a person that they're hiring. Yes, very good. And those
So,
skills are lacking. Yes, understood.
and irrespective of skills, job are given by this seeing their degree from which
Hmm.
the college they are and what grades they get. So the
Hmm.
students are trying to get good grades, but they are not trying to get learn good skills what they need
Okay.
to do job. So there is.
Daksh, Yes, ma'am.
do you
Good
have
evening, ma'am.
something to say there? Good evening, Daksh. Go on.
Ma'am, I am very agree to say that university education is not worth pursuing in India today because I think Indian university treat all the students the same. There is no flexibility for individual talent or interest. And ma'am, another reason was that most universities don't collaborate with the industry, so students don't learn what's actually needed in real jobs.
Daksh,
And ma'am,
breathe. You're speaking so fast. Slowly, okay? Even when you
yes, ma'am.
are a little nervous, try to control the pace of your speech.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, go
And
on.
my another aspect was that in many of the universities, innovations and creativity are not encouraged. Students are trained to memorize, but not to think critically.
Hmm.
That's all
Okay,
from my aspects.
okay, understood. Who is the next person? Dyavat.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Myself, Vignesh Vardhan.
Okay.
I strongly agree that the university education is so outdated in India. As an example, a, a student of a person of 11 years old is take place job in Tesla in hacking. At that
Hmm.
age, nobody has a certificate of any degree on any college. As
Hmm.
other examples also, the small age students also oh, do so much of learning. They surpasses more than an average student in India.
Okay.
Also, but we take point of Sundar Pichai. He did metallurgy in IIT Kharagpur, not in
Hmm.
any not nothing related to software any for his future. I also feel that
Hmm.
India is very outdated in the university education, and I
Hmm.
agree with somebody said that Indian education system feels all day like it is not at all good way to uh, elaborate our population because we have many skills, we have many talented opportunities, but we waste in the same manner that we will treat everybody as alike and which is
Okay. Got
elaborated
it.
to only
Let's
memorize.
conclude now. Yes, understood. Right. Now I'm going to ask the last person. I know that a lot of you have raised your hands, but we'll go to the next topic and maybe then more of you can talk. Mohammed Tayyib, would you like to say something?
Ma'am, hello everyone. Good evening. A point I see is the immense burden placed on teachers due
Hmm.
to underfunding and lack of resources.
Hmm.
I am hopeful, though, that empowering and investing in educators can lead to positive ripple effect, improving the quality of education for all.
See, now that's a perspective that we've not heard at all during this discussion. So Tayyib is bringing in the perspective of teachers. He is saying that if the working conditions of teachers are improved, then due to a ripple effect, the quality of our university education will also improve. I see that a lot of you have raised your hands, but we need to conclude with this discussion for now, and then maybe we'll head to the next discussion. Okay? Right. So let's assume that I am the one who is summarizing this, all the things
Ma'am,
that you have discussed here.
ma'am,
Yes, who was that? Biswajit. Yeah, go on.
I would like to add a little point in this topic,
Hmm.
ma'am.
Hmm.
Yeah, so according to me, like university education is worth it. Pursuing, I mean, from India is worth it because it act as a filtration process in the recruitment process. Like for example, there is a mechanic who is working in a car repairing showroom. Okay, he
Hmm.
has a skill more than an
Hmm.
engineer of mechanical engineer, but we can't hire that person directly to the Mahindra or maybe BMW or maybe in engineering process. So,
Why not?
pardon, ma'am?
Why not?
Because ma'am, the thing is that when you go into a company and you just I mean go to the ladder of the company, raise ladder of the company, nobody wants I mean nobody wants to introduce their CEO as a illiterate person or maybe as a manager postman. So they at least need a
No,
degree.
Biswajit. That is a lot of issue. That's a very problematic thing to say, I feel. Okay? I see what you're trying to say. But don't you feel like that is specifically what is wrong here? We are filtering out people with very unique talents simply because of their lack of access to education. Is that a right thing to do?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
That is not the right thing to do. So I feel like that is a drawback of our system rather than a merit of our system. It's certainly something that we can work on. But I do disagree with you when you say that you cannot hire a skilled mechanic into Mahindra or BMW because I would argue exactly the opposite. I would say you need to empower that person, you need to equip that person to work in Mahindra or BMW. And that is exactly what university education should do. If it is failing to do that, that is a problem. If it is filtering out that very skilled person simply because he or she does not have access to education, that is a problem. Okay? Right. So we are concluding this here. And just to summarize all the things that we've discussed so far, the most prominent point that has been brought up against university education in India right now is that there is a great mismatch between the skills demanded by the industry and what is taught to students at the level of university education. Manish, if you're questioning the fact that I've not asked you to speak yet, then you will get a chance to speak as we proceed further along in this discussion. Okay? But for now, we are concluding our discussion on this specific topic. Others have pointed out that Others have also pointed out that the personal motivation and the mindset of the learner are of paramount importance. Okay? Maybe we could work both in the direction of curriculum revision and teacher empowerment, as both Shreya and Dhruvan have pointed out, and slowly hope for an improvement in the quality of university education that is offered in India, because others have also offered a defense of university education in India, pointing out that it can be a very helpful parameter in terms of hiring. And I would like to add that it can also be the first window that is opened out to the industry for a person who is otherwise lacking in such connections or resources. For example, a placement that is offered at the level of university education can be very, very helpful in terms of landing that first job. The connections that you build with your professors can also be similarly very, very helpful in terms of advancing in a field. Therefore, university education is not entirely obsolete, but it leaves a lot to be desired. Right? I'm just saying all of this just to show you how a summary works. We all know how an AI summary works. But here, you have to use your own skill of communication in order to work out a summary of what others have spoken about. Right now, I'm playing the role of the leader who will summarize and conclude the GD. Right. Here is a case topic. You are the familial inheritors to the rare artistry of Rogan textile painting. Your father, who runs the art business, does so at a very small scale level, relying only on income received from mostly foreign tourists who visit only in peak season time, the October to November festival season. You, however, believe that a strong social media presence coupled with international order shipping can greatly boost sales. Your father is skeptical about this, firstly because he believes a lot could go wrong and money could be lost when shipping internationally, and secondly because he does not understand the concept of social media. How would you discuss this with your three brothers so that you can convince your father to give your ideas a shot? Like we said in our last session, when the long case is read out to you, immediately underline what the key concerns here are. Rare artistry, Rogan textile painting. But my father only does business with tourists who come here seasonally. What do you want to do now? Establish a social media presence, do international order shipping, and boost sales and revenue. But here is the problem. You need to convince your father. Your father is quite traditional or conventional in his outlook. What will you do to convince your father? He does not understand what social media is. He's scared about money being lost when shipping internationally. So, what are you going to tell your father in order to convince him to give your ideas a shot?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Vanshi, if you are taking the lead, remember how we begin the group discussion? With the permission of the chair and that of my group, I would like to take the lead in this discussion.
Yes, ma'am.
Go on.
Ma'am, I will tell my father uh, about the advantages of the social medias,
Okay.
and I
But
will
there's
give
no point in telling your father. You'll have to give examples.
yes, ma'am. I will
Yeah.
a very large amount of examples, and that uh, now current pursuing are having uh, the advantages of social medias and grown up their businesses like say arts and any other things.
Okay. Understood.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Who's the next person here? Shubhi.
Good morning, everyone. Respected chair, and with representation of the group, I would like to put forward the topic of art painting selling internationally and on the social media to make the social media presence by convincing my all three brothers by taking the following points like the seasonal season is okay from October to November. We are making a sustainable amount of money, but to grow forward and to and to enhance our business and increase the demand of the painting. the textile painting, Rogan textile painting. I would convince my three brothers and the father too, with the importance of social media. Like social media gives us many of the contacts. Like firstly we could create the page of the artwork his father is making, and then with that page will come the many followers, which could have traders in it. So through that contacts of traders, we could ship the shipping internationally could be more easier, and it would give us less losses if it could happen then. And
Okay, very
and
good.
yes, ma'am. And the pages, multiple pages could be created on Instagram, Facebook, and many of the other social media platform, which could
Right.
give a
So
boost
Shubhi
in
is
this.
taking a really practical approach. She says she's going to build social media pages straight away. Now, Ameya, what do you have to say?
On behalf of the chair, I would like to speak about my point. Um,
Guys, we
during
need to do that
my
only once.
conversation,
Right? If you are the person who's leading the discussion, we start with a formal opening, right?
okay,
If you are
so
just participating, it's okay. No, no, you don't have to be sorry. I was just pointing it out. Okay, go on.
so I would convince my father because so I would first present what social media is, what it
Hmm.
would be as a benefit to the business.
Hmm.
During because of the international ship, we can promote our products by making our page, making an art page about it, and show how and build a following,
Hmm.
basically a following which would be a bit more loyal to us, which would buy products from us during the
Hmm.
peak season, October, November. And by making a following, it would also indirectly help promoting the business. 1 minute.
Right. So Ameya's point was also very much in line with Shubhi's point. Shreya, do you have something to say?
Miss, I actually wanted to continue, but it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah,
It's
Shreya.
this.
Shreya, do you have something to say? Okay. Manas.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I
go
would
on.
like to add. I would like to add that I will try to put around the stories of the successful people who have settled their business on social media, so that
Hmm.
I can convince my father socially.
Okay. Now I
That's it,
want you
ma'am.
to pause for a second and notice this. Do you see how, when a new person speaks, they are not actually saying something new? They are actually repeating a lot of the things that have already been said. Now, if you remember yesterday's session, that is one thing that we try to avoid in a GD. This will happen. It's inevitable almost. So it's very nice for you to actually see how it happens. Okay? You can agree with others, you can disagree with others, but the point is for you to bring in something original, something of your own into the discussion. That is important. Okay? Nirmala, what do you have to say?
Yes, good evening, everyone. I think that the one way to convince my father that social media is a good way to go about expanding the business is
Hmm.
to firstly focus on what his main concern is, that uh, social media can give you an immediate feedback on what is going wrong with the
Hmm.
business, which
Hmm.
you cannot get the kind of feedback on uh, hand on face-to-face business.
Hmm.
So that will help in immediately rectifying on what is going wrong. That is my
Okay.
point.
I feel like we can also add, I don't know why nobody has actually brought this up yet. When you said setting up a social media page, we could also show him exactly how cheap it is. Like, you don't have to worry, this is not a great investment. So why not try this out? You could ask that, And parents are very, very convinced by that argument. You don't need a lot of money to do it, is the best way to convince them. Right? Divya Meena.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. In order to emphasize the power of social media, I like to show my father that I like to ask my father first a question about the things that we are buying in a day-to-day life. Those things are actually advertised in a television. What we see in a television advertisement is what we are more interested in buying. So similarly, social media has great impact in each and everybody's life. So I like him to realize
Okay.
this particular fact, and so he'll be involved in. He'll be interested to invest in social media advertisements.
Yes, very good. Right. Manish.
Yes, good evening, ma'am, and good evening,
Mm.
everyone. Yeah, ma'am, like before directly talking to father, I would like means we will discuss with our brothers and figure out what are the pros and cons.
Very smart, Manish. Yes. Before I talk to my father, I'm going to talk to my brothers. Very smart. Go on.
Yeah,
Yeah, go on.
we will figure out that what concerns the father is having with online marketing,
Mm.
and then
Mm.
we will take 2 3 points. Then we will means in discussing that, and then we will talk to our father and show him
Okay.
the benefit.
Very good. Dhruvan. Something else. So we're concluding the topic with Dhruvan. Go on, Dhruvan.
Ma'am, then I will show the practicality of social media benefits by placing 2 3 sample pieces of art. I would like to
Mm.
upload in the social media and do that all marketing, and what are the profit and losses are there about that product. I will give my
Mm.
father a practical details about that, by selling 2 or 3 samples of that product. By that he will also get a practical knowledge, and he can decide, he will get a better option it is correct or wrong. Because if we
Okay.
have advantages of social media, we have disadvantage too.
Good. Okay. Now, there's something that is bothering me. So remember, in this case, there were two concerns basically. He doesn't understand the concept of social media, but he's also scared that money could be lost when shipping internationally. It looks like we completely failed to address the second concern.
Ma'am, may I address it?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, I think that the page that we have created would give us many of the followers by seeing that many traders will come to us and would patch the things out internationally too. So we could deliver the things internationally without getting much losses in our business.
Okay, so once again, practically demonstrating that this doesn't lead to any loss of money would be the best strategy. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am, it would give us many of the connections.
Yes.
That's why.
Okay.
Ma'am, I would
Thank you,
like to
Shubhi. So we're going to conclude this discussion for now. Once again, okay, I'm just going to summarize just like I did earlier. When approaching a father who has a very conventional mindset, we have to be very strategic. And we would, like Manish said, we would get our siblings on board before bringing the point up with our father. And we would try to demonstrate as much as possible how social media works in practical terms rather than trying to talk to him about it or talk him through it. Perhaps we will start with a very low investment, show him that this is advantageous, and then proceed to convince him to invest more. Similarly, like Shubhi said, having a social media page where we have several followers and where international shipping is an everyday phenomenon will also allay his fears concerning international shipping. This would be the most practical strategy in order to address our father's concerns, right? So we're going to stop there. Now I'm going to give you a different caselet. Now, I saw that somebody was concerned that a caselet was very long. Yes, that is how caselets are. This is not just a topic, this is a case based topic. What you require to do when you get a really long topic is that you need to immediately mark what the key concerns of the topic are in your mind and then address those key concerns. That is a necessary skill when you're trying to address a case based topic. You are a team of 5 who have been working at a prominent edtech company for over 5 years. Some of you climbed to the professional ladder at this company from scratch, first arriving as a student volunteer teacher, moving on to intern with the R&D vertical of the company, where you generated educational content after extensive research, then taking up a formal research position upon graduation, and finally entering the position of a junior manager for the R&D team. In recent months, you've noticed that the company has been spending 5 times the amount of money on marketing and sales than it is on R&D. So what's going on here? EdTech company, R&D spending is falling, marketing and sales spending is increasing. And you feel like this is a dangerous trend. In a context where circumstances of education during the pandemic are changing, and there is a general need for fast track innovation in educational strategies, discuss the next course of action with your teammates regarding striking a balance between R&D and marketing and sales. So your concern is that if spending on R&D falls, this edtech company will not be able to survive in the current very competitive market because innovation in educational strategies is necessary for any company to thrive in this environment. So you're basically making a case to argue that we should not neglect R&D spending in favor of marketing and sales. Think about what you would say. We're not going to discuss this here right now. I believe you already have got an idea of how we go about GDs. I want you to think about this topic and maybe enact the discussion in your mind or with your friend or maybe just by yourself as well. Try to take on different roles. That is something I would really suggest. Try to take on the role of the leader. Try to take on the role of the leader who is summarizing. Try to take on the role of the participant. Try to bring in different perspectives, imagining yourself as different participants, and think about how you would summarize all of these viewpoints. The point here is to make yourself conversation ready. While you were talking, you would have identified several issues that arise when you are trying to communicate what you have in your mind. It might be about how you construct your sentence. It might be about the fact that after speaking for, let's say, 2 or 3 seconds, you suddenly seem to lose connection with what you're trying to say. It might be just that you're not able to offer examples. It might be that you're not able to weave an effective summary in such a short span of time. All of these are practical issues that we want to address. Okay? Now I'm going to stop here and address that great elephant in the room. Where do we get the recordings? Recordings, as you can see, are being made. These recordings will be uploaded to YouTube once the workshop sessions are over. After they're uploaded to YouTube, the playlist link available in your course calendar will be updated, and then you can go through that link and access the recordings on YouTube. Dhruvan, you have a question?
Ma'am, this will be our last workshop section.
Yes, this will be our last workshop session.
Okay.
Ma'am, in the previous yesterday's session, I was keen to see the recording, so the tab was opened of recording, but it was asking for request of access we have to put forward.
So that is because you're trying to access it through Drive. You will not be given Drive access. That's why you need to access the recordings through YouTube. That's why I specifically mentioned that. Try to access the recordings through YouTube. Okay?
By
Ma'am,
the time
ma'am, I have
of by how many days we could get that recordings?
I'm not sure about that because that is not done by this team. Several teams collaborate, so there'll be a technical team who will do the uploads.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay? But you will get it shortly. Once the playlist link is updated, you can also access these recordings on YouTube. Manish, you had a question.
Yeah, ma'am, I was asking that if we had a student email ID, then we can access it.
If you have a what email ID?
Then student email ID that provided by IITM.
Yeah, student email ID is preferable in when it comes to accessing all course content, but that is not the case here. I mean, that is not the issue here. You will not
Ma'am,
be
not
given drive
the
access.
yeah. Ma'am, earlier
You will.
TA sessions are also being recorded. So the TA used to say that if you have student email ID, then you can access it.
I do not think for the workshop recordings, Google Drive access is going to be provided. You are usually required to access it on YouTube. Dhruvan
Okay,
and
ma'am.
Nikhil, you
Thank
have
you.
questions?
Ma'am, will be having any other workshops like this?
Already people are tired of the workshops. You want more, Dhruvan? I don't think so. Not immediately, anyhow.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Nikhil, you had a question. Where is Nikhil? Yeah, ask Nikhil.
Yes, ma'am. Even I have the same question
You want
regarding the
more
work.
workshops?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. I don't think you're going to have any more workshops immediately. Maybe in the future. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I hope this was useful. I know that I was not able to listen to all of you as much as I would have liked to. Okay. But we do need to conclude on time, which is why I had to cut some sessions short. Nikhil, can you mute yourself, please? Okay. I'm sorry about that, but thank you for being so proactive. Thank you for bringing so much of your perspectives out, right?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I
Thank you,
hope this
ma'am.
is beneficial for you. Thank you. You may now leave the meeting. Support team told me to attend the workshops live only. No YouTube or recorded sessions will be provided for workshops. No, that's not true. Recordings are being made. Recordings will be made available to you. You'll just have to access them on YouTube. That is all. Don't worry about it. Right.
Ma'am, in September again these sessions like these communication sessions will happen.
I believe so, yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening and bye.
Have a good day, ma'am.
You guys too.